Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Division of Learning Services Lunchtime Hot Topics. This is the April 2021 version. It's been crazy. Appreciate everyone's patience as the disruption from the pandemic. We were not able to provide these because most of our staff was not in person for a great deal of time. But we wanted to jump back in and provide at least this one, if not maybe one more by the end of the year, just to bring you up to date on a few key topics. Again, and we will continue this next month or next school year. This is always the first Wednesday of each month starting at noon. So if you can put those in your calendars. The agenda today, not only for the welcome, but I'm going to touch base a little bit on the Kansas Teaching and Leading website and some resources we have. Amanda Peterson is going to provide some updates on Kindergarten Readiness Snapshot and just some additional early childhood updates. We have a really good presentation from some post-secondary representatives along with some high school counselors. Just giving you some strategies on how we can really focus on the class of 2021. They only have a few months left, and we want to ensure that they have what they need to make that successful transition from high school graduation to post-secondary or into the workforce. So really good presentation on that. And then we'll finish this up with an update on redesign from Tammy and Jay about the focus of Apollo 3 this year. And much of that focus is going to be on navigating next. How do we help our schools think differently going into next school year with design thinking and our redesign work, looking at how do we support our students next year. Again, just want to remind you that on our website is a lot of resources about navigating next. The purpose is to support all of our schools and districts as we transition out of this pandemic, which there is a light at the end of the tunnel. What can we do to really focus between now and the end of May to support this, not only this graduating class, but start making plans on how do we transition into the summer, into next school year with a lot of strategies and resources, as well as, just historically, about $1.4 billion in federal ESSER funds are going out to school districts to help you as we move into the next few school years to address issues that were caused by this pandemic. So some good guidance coming forward in navigating next in both of those areas. Just to remind you that the input we received from the field this year as we were thinking about navigating next, everything that we were hearing, the supports, the needs, the resources, fell within these 6 categories: fiscal and operational management, communication and engagement with families, assessing student learning, academic delivery and support, social-emotional delivery and support, and how can we look differently at learning environments, some things that we can consider. Our goal with Navigating Next is to help you get to where Kansans have always said we want to be, and not just to get back to the way we were. One thing we can say with this pandemic, it did shed light on some gaps, some issues that we had in our system. So our goal is Navigating Next can help get you not to where you were, but how can we boldly take a step to the direction we've always said we want to go, and we have resources to help us do that. On our website, you'll see the document, an example for fiscal and operational management. There's some live links in there, around vaccination, which hopefully, knock on wood, most of you are through that phase now. But we have additional, just a lot of good resources and things to get you thinking differently on about how we can communicate and engage with families, assessing student learning. academically and emotionally. So there's two parts to navigating next. There's the guidance document, which you can download off of our website, but also on there is a link to the Kansas Teaching and Leading Project. Big shout out to our service centers who have just graciously dropped a lot of their work and really leaned into this website. You'll notice on here that there's a link to navigating next. When you hover or click on that, you're going to see those 6 categories that I previously talked about and mentioned, with grab-and-go resources, with video modules that anytime, anywhere, your staff can pick up valuable resources on how can we think differently as we transition out of this pandemic. Also on there, you can sign up for the newsletter. So every Monday, you'll get informed of anything that was added to this website over the past week, just to keep you up to date. But this is free. This is open to anybody. A lot of great resources. There's a link on here also. We'll be in the future adding a lot of good resources and modules on early literacy. So we already put a tab for that. This will be a great place over the next few years for your staff to be able to go to get on-time, quick, relevant resources and training modules. They can also, which many have already, once they finish a module, they can get print off a certificate for PDC points. But anyway, just a great place for your educators to go. Just want to remind everybody, if you have future topics or just questions, comments, send them to lunchtime@ksde.org. We like to review that. And I just want to, a shout out to all of you out there for just the amazing work that you've done and over the past year during this pandemic. Kansas is a bright star. I constantly have other states that reach out to us and say, how did you come up with that? How did you pull it off? And it has nothing to do with our agency. It has to do with, before we went into this pandemic, we were on a first name basis with all of you, and that's just a lot of hard work from educators across the state to make all of this happen. So we are walking along this with you, and if there's anything you need from us, don't ever hesitate to reach out. My information's right here. Be happy to hear from you. Good luck, and let us know what we can do to support you.